On this Tuesday, it is July 30th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the Sam Channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Got a good looking morning. I mean, we've got some sun out there, but we also have some approaching clouds, as you see on the Plano cam. Yeah, those clouds are moving in from the west. So we'll have a brief period of sunshine this morning, and then we're going to see the clouds come back, and eventually the showers and the thunderstorms are going to come back as well. And we had some last night and early this morning, and they produced some heavy rain overnight in a couple of spots, which I will show you in just a few minutes. But last night we had a severe weather threat. We've got another severe weather threat today. Actually, tonight is the bigger threat. So let's get to that, because I want to start with that this morning and let you know what we're looking at here. Here is the severe weather outlook for today, Tuesday, July 30th. As you can see, we've gone from a level 1 marginal risk to a level 2 slight risk, and it takes in all of southern Kentucky, Bowling Green, south central Kentucky, middle Tennessee, and then all the way up the Ohio River into the Wabash River, into much of Illinois and Missouri. The reason it's shaped like this is because we're anticipating another thunderstorm complex in fact, it's already beginning to develop, and then it's going to come barreling down to the southeast as we go through the day, therefore increasing the risk for severe weather, especially as this is going to be more so into this evening. There is a 2 to 4% chance of a brief spin-up tornado. There were a couple of those up in Indiana and Illinois yesterday, but they were, again, not a big deal. So if anything happens today, it would be brief. It would be just a small chance that would happen. The damaging wind threat is what we've really got to watch out for, more so up into parts of Missouri and Illinois, right around the St. Louis area. The hash marks there indicating that there is a higher probability of significant damaging winds of 74 miles per hour or higher. That would be like Category 1 hurricane strength. Not so much here, but we still could have some damaging wind potential with any of these storms. Hail threat, it's just kind of there, but just barely there. This would be more about heavy rain, straight line damaging wind, and a small tornado threat for us. Even tomorrow, Wednesday, last day of the month, we're in a level 1 marginal risk for much of the state of Kentucky. So we'll be watching what potentially could happen there tomorrow, or here tomorrow, across the area. So I wanted to let you know right up front the risk of any kind of severe weather. Again, this is not looking like a huge outbreak. It's not looking like, it's just looking like the potential is there. Once this complex of thunderstorms gets together off to our northwest, once it gets organized and starts heading down this way, we'll know a little bit more of how this is going to play out. So we've got to get that done first. Okay, let's take a look at, I want to go to radar, and I'll show you the very beginning of this system as it's taking shape. We go to the Barron weather radar, and whoops, let me hit this button over here and get it all full screen. There we go. Okay, so there's Bowling Green. We've got now the heat advisory. Let me push that up. Heat advisory until 7 o'clock this evening, and that is before the storms. We get combined heat and humidity that's going to put the afternoon heat index readings above 100 to 105 in many cases, and especially all of Western Kentucky. Far Western Kentucky, that's a excessive heat warning. So that's going on there. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see of the complex of thunderstorms that will be coming our direction. Right now, they're up into Illinois. You see all the lightning strikes there, very heavy rain. This thing is going to grow as it runs into more ample moisture and more heat as we go through the day. So this thing is just getting started, as you can see, and it's rolling off to the south and east. So eventually, yeah, it's going to come our direction. There's a severe thunderstorm watch box out there. It's going to roll in more into St. Louis and then eventually Evansville, Owensboro, and into Bowling Green in southern Kentucky. But it's not going to get here until later this evening, maybe even into the overnight hours. So, we're going to have to I'm going to watch this all day to see how it tracks, to see if it holds together. If it does hold together, then there's a better chance of us getting some damaging wind potential out of this system. It's not a guarantee, but odds are that it looks like it could develop into something that we'll have to pay attention to later on tonight. And like I told you yesterday for last night, turn on your weather radios. Make sure you've downloaded the News 40 weather app, that circle, that QR code right there. Just turn on your phone to the photo app and just hold your phone up to that circle anytime during this podcast, and you'll see a link that will come up, and it will take you to where you can download the News 40 weather app. And then you just leave that on during the nighttime and while you're sleeping, and your phone should wake you up with any alerts that come down the pike. So this is just about preparedness right now more than anything. I think much of the day will be fairly quiet, except for the possibility of a thunderstorm or two. Here you see some of those clouds that I mentioned this morning as we look downtown Bowling Green from our AAA Systems weather camera, courtesy of AAA Systems. Not too bad of a scene there. And then we're going to go to the weather camera that is out at Wingate Hotel. This is I-65 and Scottsville Road, looking a bit northwest, seeing some of those same clouds out there. And a bit of a breeze, not too bad of a breeze this morning, but it is going to be hot and muggy. There's no escaping that at all. It is going to be one of those sticky, hot, muggy days. You can tell that just by walking out the door this morning. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet network, and there are the muggy 70s, even some 80s showing up here this morning. 60s, 70s, eastern part of the state, 70s. Yeah, there's an 80 right there in Butler County over toward Morgantown. Just about 80 here in Bowling Green and other locations. It is 80 degrees back into parts of western Kentucky where that heat and humidity is going to be just relentless. Let's check the dew points, which are in the mid, even upper 70s. And that's going to give us near 100%, 90 to 100% relative humidity. As you see here, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 97% relative humidity down in Monroe County. Ugh, there's 100% up in McLean County, Calhoun. Moisture, let's see. Let's check rainfall. Since midnight, any rains have been up here to the north of us in Bullitt County, 1.25 inches, 1 inch and 6/800 up in Shelby County, the Shelbyville area. Nothing much down here. I mean, there were a few light rain showers, but you go 24 hours and you can see that there were just little scant amounts of rain here in southern Kentucky from that activity last night as it moved in, but then it started to fall apart. How are the winds? The winds are coming out of the south and southwest at 5 to 10, and there's a bit of a breeze at 10 to 15, 16 miles per hour, but all the winds are coming out of the south and southwest this morning. And that will be the case today if you're outdoors doing stuff, yard work, or maybe painting. You'll need to know that wind direction to help you out. All right, let's go on to the model viewer, the model blender, I call it, where we blend all the different models together and see what it comes up with. And there you see lots and lots of 90s. Maybe not as hot as what they've got here. Remember, this is a blend of the most used or the most widely used computer forecast models, all put in a blender, and this is the output. So, there's going to be some bias with some models being a little hotter and others being a little cooler. So this is the average of all of those. But clearly it shows 90s pretty much each day now for a while. It's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy, but it's the end of July, the beginning of August. And really, these numbers are not far off the mark. They're pretty much where they should be for this time of the year. I mean, August is typically the hottest month that we have here in southern Kentucky. So, we got to get through a little more heat before we start to turn the page toward fall, which is, fall is still, a couple of months away. So we're still going to have to contend with a little more heat. You knew that cool air wasn't going to last long, right? You did know that. Hopefully you did. Okay, here's a look at the maps. Next few days, here's our instability with the warm front here providing the lift, and then the cold front to the north with that complex of thunderstorms that's right there over where I showed you, Illinois, parts of Missouri, heading toward the St. Louis area. As that drops southward, we're going to be on the watch for that. There could be a renegade shower or two this afternoon, more so this evening. But then as that complex of thunderstorms starts to roll in, it'll start to take over a lot of our territory, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, central and southern Kentucky, into even middle Tennessee overnight tonight, very early tomorrow morning. There will be more showers and thunderstorms, and some of those, yes, could be strong. There's just no way to not blow that off. Here we go into Wednesday evening. We get a little break. Even into Thursday, there could be a break from some of the activity, but then we get back into Friday morning. The front still hanging on to the west will help touch off some mainly afternoon showers and thunderstorms. That goes for Saturday morning. Now, Sunday actually looks like we could get a break, and even into Monday, high pressure takes over and eradicates us from that daily chance of showers. But up until that point, we're still going to be in that unsettled pattern. in which we could anytime, mostly during the afternoon and evening hours, could see that shower or thunderstorm chance. But what we've got to watch for the next couple of days, today and tomorrow, are these complexes that roll down from our northwest and start to just kind of roll our direction. And some of those could happen during the nighttime. And those are the ones we've got to pay attention to. Even at night, they could be strong enough to do some, wind damage and heavy rain and things like that. All right. In the chat box this morning, good morning to Donna, Kiggs and family, Shannon, Barbara, Gregory, Gail and Rod, Sandra, Patricia, Loretta and Terry, Gretch, Derek. Let's see. Okay, I got a few more here. I'm not sure where those get. Eva, Mandem 98, Derek, Rita, Ellen, Derek again, Teresa, Gail, Doc. All good morning to you. Let's see. Doc is asking, how much are we in terms of accumulative rain to date? We're good. Here in Southern Kentucky, no drought situation. We are running 2.5 to 3 inches above July average on rainfall. So we're looking good with more to come. There's Joe in there this morning. He's a roofer. Ooh, Joe, I feel for you, dude. Sharon, Teresa. Let me see. Somebody else asked a question up here. Gail, what's the difference between scattered and isolated thunderstorms? Is one stronger? Not necessarily. Again, like I explained the other day about rain chances, the chances are how much of the area is going to get rain. It's not how hard the rain is. So when we say there's a 50% chance that you will get rained on, that means five out of 10 of you, as far as ratios go, will get rained on. 70% chance 7 out of 10 of you will get rained on. That's what the chance means. But scattered is more like they're just kind of all over the place when you look at the radar. Isolated is when you just have these little individual cells that just pop up by themselves, and there might be one here. The next one may be 75 to 100 miles away from that one. So that means fewer thunderstorms. It has nothing to do with the strength. None of that does. So anyway, hope that answers your questions. Have a great Tuesday. Thank you for watching as always, and